actually first I'll invite Bay to a
I'll
collab.
post in Empty if you don't mind, and I'll tag the constellations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me just go ahead and send an invite to Bay to collab so we can stream together. And then I will send out to my thingies.
Well, yeah.
Okay, and then we'll share a chat.
Nearly getting light on my phone. Hold on. Because I have my keyboard in the most awkward spot in the whole room. Yeah, that's why I was like, I shoved everything out of the way so I could have like this area that my camera would catch, because like my desk is kind of small right now, and it's like so everything's just like awkwardly shoved to the side. My soundboard, my camera, or my keyboard, my like everything is just on 1/3 of the desk.
Okay, let's see. Yes, I posted to Sky. Yes, the post is there. Okay. Let's see, is it posted there? I just need to post it in the servers.
You not put my phone on the camera again. That's how I'm gonna dox myself back, so I was just throwing my phone down on the camera.
Come on. Oh my god, why isn't it posted?
It's nice and fresh. Can't crystallize on you if it's sealed. God, our old roommate didn't realize like you didn't need to refrigerate honey, and I was so upset because it was like a brand new bar of Tupelo that I'd use, or jar that I'd use like maybe a third of it, and they stuck it in the fridge. I was like, no.
Damn.
I had to melt that stuff back down to decrystallize it.
Yeah, I need to like. I mean, I've never like thought to refrigerate honey.
Yeah, I don't know why I guess she's not used to having in the house. I don't know what, but like she ended up putting it in there one day because I left it on the counter after making tea, and I guess I don't know why. I don't know. One of those things like she's from the north, and like I guess maybe she just didn't use honey a lot. I don't know. It's like you can put like some clover honey and stuff in there. It's usually fine, but like most honeys will start to crystallize when they get cold.
Yeah.
Which I mean, honey will crystallize over time too. It can dry out and whatnot, but the fridge definitely speeds up the process.
Mm-hmm.
Tear it down.
Let's see what we need to put in there. So good.
Alt tab, alt tab.
Okay, let's see. Hi, Parker. Welcome in. Let's see. Okay. So now with this and oh, huh. That's weird. My like stream preview is broken, but that's okay. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Leo. You're my sweetheart now. Let's see.
I can't open my black soul. Right.
Let's see. Okay.
It makes me
Ooh. Thank you for the follow, Parker. You're my sweetheart now. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back. I'm back. We just pulling the name of the shop off these things that I got them from, so that way I don't dox myself that way. Yeah, I was like looking at this, I was like, it's a real generic name. I mean, I'm sure there are other metaphysical shops with the same name in other places, but just in case, like, just people do know what state I live in. I don't want to narrow it down further than that. I have also talked about the university I live near, so like I really put out shit to dox myself anyway, so I still don't pay that much attention. So.
Okay. All right. Then I think I go to my actual. Oh yeah, I am on my center stage. Okay. Well then do you want to do your intro, Bay, or should I do my intro?
Oh, I mean, I didn't plan an intro.
That's okay.
I mean, I kind of did already. I kind of just like.
That's
like,
fine.
Hey, this is the whole overall stuff. I didn't say anything other than that.
That's okay. That's okay. Listen, it's like I have like a whole like spiel, so I don't expect other people to. I just have like an over the top talk show. Okay. Salutations, hola, konnichiwa, and hello, and welcome to Rainbow's End, the dynamic talk show where the real treasure is the stories and memories we share together. And I'm Nichi, your host and visual novel waifu. And welcome to Rainbow's End, episode 17, Blood Moon Ritual, featuring Iana VT, Ikerbe, and Valiant Ex-Wife. And allow me to introduce my guest stars. Introducing my precious witchy friend, the goddess who accidentally caused the Big Bang herself, Iana VT.
Hello, hello.
AKA EO.
Yes. Do you want me to say more?
You can.
Oh. Hi, I'm EO. It's lovely to meet you guys. Yeah, like BG said, I accidentally caused a big bang, and then I took a 14 billion year nap. So like, I'm always tired, but I'm here, and we're making it.
Welcome in, Alex. Congratulations on being first. And introducing Precious Seal and Barista of Brews, Ikerbe, aka Bay.
Hi there. My name is Iker Bay or Bay. It's very nice to meet everyone, and especially nice meeting EO for the first time. Um, just happy to be here.
And introducing Bay's friend, who I'm excited to get to know, Valiant ex-wife, aka Leo.
Hi, I'm just a girl. I'm just a witchy girl that plays games and rages at those games, but still continues to play them.
Awesome.
That's awesome. mm. So
Marvel Rivals and I have a toxic relationship.
that's
Me
fair.
and Overwatch.
Yeah. I moved on to Marvel Rivals to try to break up with Overwatch. It is what it is.
It's one of those toxic relationships that you bounce between. When you get mad at one, you go to the other.
Yeah.
Alex asks, "Are you a pink cat?"
No, I'm an axolotl. Actually, I have an axolotl.
Oh, cute.
I love axolotls.
I wanted one so bad. I wanted an actual axolotl, and I was thinking that they'd be easy to keep up with like fish, but they're actually not that easy to keep up with.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, they require really specialized take stuff and whatnot. I really want a chinchilla, but I haven't convinced myself that I could take care of a chinchilla. So.
Yeah, apparently chinchillas are like really difficult to take care of because it's just like it's just so easy for them to get sick, and it takes so many like precautions to keep them healthy.
Yes, axolotls are the same way. Like their tank has to be a certain temperature. They can't have too many rocks. They have to have attention, but if they have too much attention, they're just very complicated creatures.
Yeah. Those are adorable emotes, Alex. Where did you get those axolotl emotes? Those are great. What a second.
Oh, they are so cute.
Those are adorable.
Aww. I love those.
I thought the first one was eating ramen, but then I realized it was drinking something, and I was like, but eating ramen would also be super cute.
That would be super cute. Oh, yeah, those are adorable.
I really like yours. I really like your emotes the most. It's just because there's the one that's the heart, and it's just like, oh, it's so squishy. You just want to like grab it. That's like the cuteness aggression, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
it's so cute. I do love axolotls. It's like my favorite amphibians. I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. Today we are here celebrating the beautiful blood moon, also known as a supermoon. Today the moon is closer to the Earth than usual, which makes it the perfect time for a witchy ritual.
Witchy rituals, yeah. I had to do it with my. Oh my god.
Yes.
I didn't brew the tea correctly. Oh my god, I have to pour it out. Wait.
Oh no.
Did you forget to use the moon water?
Probably.
Oh no.
I can't pronounce that. I believe in you, Alex. You can pronounce it someday. And also, side note, it is also a frappe day. I don't usually like coffee, but frappes are good. And it is also still a wonderful month of Spooktober, and also Kink Month, and also Arts and Humanities Month.
I usually need to make my moon water and make a pizza jar out after this really quick.
Yeah, good idea.
I think I used all mine since I moved.
And today, our theme of the day is witchcraft. And our word of the day is tasseomancy, which is tea magic, or more technically,
It is.
yeah. I mean, technically, divination using the tea leaves, coffee grounds, or kind of anything left over in a cup when you finish drinking its contents. Usually, more specifically, it's with tea leaves, though.
Yeah, it's looking at them and being able to find the patterns and the images and
Yeah.
discern. Yeah, I've never done tesseomancy. I've done ceromancy, which is with wax, and it's a similar thing. But you like melt wax into water and then see what shapes it takes and things and
Ooh, interesting.
divinate that way.
Yeah, that's nice. Yes, it is indeed a kink mind, Alex. And our question of the day today is, do you feel any different beneath the light of the blood moon? Technically, the blood moon is still not actually out for me yet, so... Oh.
Yeah,
oops,
it's
I
interesting
forgot
because
to,
this blood moon is like, technically it's been a full moon 2 nights in a row, which I thought was really neat.
Oh, that's cool.
I was looking a little bit into kind of like what type of moon it was for the rest of the week because we also have later, I believe it's the Wednesday night, is the meteor shower that happens
Oh, okay.
from the draconoid. I think it's called the dragonoid.
Oh, yeah.
It's that one. So actually, last night I was able to see the moon pretty big. It's very picturesque, but my house is kind of Victorian style, so having the full moon right behind it looks really scary.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. When I took astronomy, in college, and our teacher was really big into it and stuff. And he was telling me like about how the perspective of like the moon on the horizon, why it looks bigger, etc. Because like it curves around the Earth. So I can imagine like a big Victorian house with the moon behind it, like just looking huge. It's probably got to be very eerie.
It was super mesmerizing yesterday because I was riding. My husband and I went for a motorcycle ride for dinner,
Ooh.
and on the way back, it was very ever present because we have just a bunch of like fields on the way home.
Mhm.
So she's definitely showing her presence on the way home.
Yeah, that's
I wonder how
amazing.
cloudy it is. It was real cloudy last night here. I think it might have cleared up tonight. Said moonrise was at 7:33, so it was an hour ago. So I should be able to see it if I walk out, but I haven't walked outside yet.
It's kind of upsetting for me and not being able to see the moon tonight, only because the whole day has been overcasted by just storm clouds.
Oh,
And later, we're supposed to have a thunderstorm as well.
damn.
Yeah, that's how it was yesterday for us here, but it's moved off for the most part.
Yeah.
But the temperatures are finally getting below 90 degrees, so that's nice. I'll take it.
Fish, it's me. Oops. So, today our schedule for the day is that we're going to yap with the girls about witchcraft and stuff. We're going to do an intent jar led by EO. And EO will educate us on intent jars and tea and witchcraft. Then we'll perform a little tea ritual under the light of the blood moon. And yap a bit more, and then wind it down and probably end around the like 1.5 to 2 hour mark.
Sounds
Are we allowed
pleasant.
to ask questions as
Of me?
people participating? Yeah.
Yes, please do. I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna walk you through like my thought process and how I do them and stuff, because everybody's practice is a little different, I feel like, and some people are a lot more rigid with the way they practice and they do things. I am not. I am very chaotic with the way I practice.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Lord. Good.
yeah,
Okay.
I have my altar. I have 3
Have a nice lurk, Alex.
deities on my altar right now upstairs. I have Brigid, who's Celtic. I have Aphrodite, because I'm working with her a lot of self work. She's great for that. And then I've got pretty much just like a spot. I only have 4 if you count that I have a little section for death, but that's a whole other thing. But I have a little section that's for Mother Nature also, which like I have as a deity, but not I don't have a name assigned to it because it's not that's the level of chaos I am. Like there's always been something when I'm in nature that feels like it's like an omnipotent presence, and I don't know what it is, but I just kind of worship it as Mother Nature, and we just roll with that. So,
Sounds good. That sounds good.
Definitely about intentions.
It
Yeah.
is, and I have dreams like that involve like a woman with like deer antlers, and I have not found anything in my research that really represents a goddess that has. There's male gods that have big antlers, but not really female ones, and so I haven't been able to like figure out if it's a deity, if it's what I don't know. So we're just calling it Mother Nature, and they seem happy with that. So we're working on it. We're going. It's fine.
Well,
No,
as long
that
as they're
works.
happy, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Because a lot of people are like, when you read some things, they're like, oh, you shouldn't work with deities or things you don't know, like who they are, whatever, because like it could be a demon, etc. I'm like, I feel like if it was a demon, my life would be in shambles already. So like, we're good. We're moving on.
Yeah, and if it's a demon, it's benefited me a lot, so it is what it is.
I mean,
They're nothing
listen.
but good to me, so like, whatever.
I mean, Mother Nature has been more or less represented in like a great many things. So, like, even if you don't have like a specific like identified one, it's like it's still it's like, well, you know, I mean, it's probably one of them, and they're generally like not malevolent, so.
Yeah, and I mean, it all comes out of like your personal things too. Like, so in the grand scheme of things, I guess I fall under omnism, which is like,
Yeah.
there is a greater spirit or whatever out there, but we don't know who or what it is. It's just some sort of, it's like a agnostic, but you actually do still identify more as like there is a deity or a god of some kind. Omnism is specifically like all gods are the same god.
Yeah,
so I don't really, I kind of fit in the middle of there a little bit, like, because I do kind of believe that all gods are probably just some different version of the energy of the universe that we don't like. We just assign to that because we don't know what it is, we don't know how we interact with it, whatever. It's a whole thing. On a scientific level, it could be the 5th dimension. We don't know, whatever.
True.
So,
yeah. Anyway.
I guess I found like a middle ground. So like, I do like working with the deities that I work with that have names because it's nice to put like concrete things with them. Of like, I love Brigid for when I'm working on creative things, or like being like anything that has to do with like putting my energy out is usually with Brigid. Anything that has to do with like putting my energy in is usually with Aphrodite. And then Mother Nature, just because I personally really respect nature, and it's animals, nature, all that's a big thing to me. So it's just nice to work with them in general. So.
Yeah, my general thing is I feel like it's good for people to just believe what resonates with them and take the things that suit them, and you know, ignore the things that don't.
Yep, and
like,
that's very much what I feel like.
I definitely feel with that a lot. I think I more resonate with the do good and put good out there.
Yeah,
just be
absolutely.
a genuine good person and only want like good out of people and for people.
I think that that's more or less like the one like universal like truth of it all. It's just like just be a good person.
Is that the golden rule? Be kind, right?
Yeah.
I think stuff. So, and that's
a pretty. Yeah, it's a
that's
pretty
like
common thread.
Like...
It's a pretty common thread against it's a pretty common thread amongst like pretty much like most religions. So, you know, more or less.
And do good. If you put good in the universe will bring good back to you. Like that's
exactly.
It's like it's very much.
See, that's my like catch-22 with it though, is because I'm in the South. So it's like the concept of heaven. We have to do good things because we all want to get into heaven, and I feel like you should just be a good person and not expect anything good out of it. Like
that's
you should
also
just be
true.
a good person to be a good person.
I mean, I grew up going to Catholic and Methodist churches, and like I get it, like 100% too, and that's what they preach at you at church. So it's like, oh, be good, take care of your neighbor, help, whatever. But I got away from the church because of the fact that I saw so much hypocrisy in the South from that.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's what it is. It's you're just supposed to
absolutely like
you could be good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah, the disenchanted church kid to Wicca pagan, all that pipeline is like pretty. It's a straight line. It's just.
Yeah. So. Yeah, absolutely, and I love that. Also, I should also take a second to deviate just a little bit because also, as a visual novel waifu, I have a relationship level with chat coming stream, and for the follows I've gotten, that increases my relationship level, which takes me from Tomodachi to friend with benefits to bestie, and that puts us at 3 relationship hearts, and if we hit the max relationship level, something special happens.
Yay!
And
I like that your level goes friend with benefits up to bestie. Like that's the higher level.
yeah, it is.
I like that.
I debated it. Like I was like, well, it's like, well, I like, in a way, the benefits are better, but
Yeah.
like, but in like, no, I like to be being besties means more. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's more emotional.
More
there.
emotional connection, yeah.
exactly.
And I feel like that's a little bit more important. Call me what you will for that.
Exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
was saying, like,
that was my
apparently more
logic.
Jimmy, where it's like I need the friendship before I go that way. So like for me, it'd definitely be the opposite. But
That's also fair. That's
yeah.
also. Well, see, the thing for me is that I can be like friends with benefits already implies a level of friendship.
Yeah, true.
And then like besties is like, yeah, but now we're like best friends. Like
I just need to like make absolutely sure that you're not a terrible human being and you're not like racist or
right.
homophobic
Yeah.
or something. Like I need to know
Yeah.
that you're a decent human being. So
Yeah. Like the first relationship level for these Tomodachi, which is just friend. So the rest is like, you know, like that also like the rest builds off of friendship. It's like we're friends at minimum. Also, hi Chega. Good to see you. Let me also go ahead and give another shout out to another lovely friend that I wish could have been here, but also does not have internet right now. But she also is a witchy friend of mine. So shout out to Elabella. She's a vampire elf.
oh, cute.
Yeah, she's super cool. She plays a lot of vampire games, like very like on brand. And she should be back like with internet later this month. But she just did not have some at the moment, so
Nice.
sadly she couldn't make it.
3 months with no internet after the hurricane, and I about cried, so I feel it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Niji Sumi is a decent human being at least. Thank you, Chega. And let's see. With oh yeah, I do totally recommend everyone check out Alabella. Give her a follow. Give her I eagerly await her to return later this month. Their grand return. And with that, I think we're ready for intention jar.
Okay. So these are jars I made in the past. My pretty babies. This one is, I believe, was for success. I made it right before we started to go on our effort to buy a house and everything, and then I refreshed it, remade it when I went to get a new job, and I ended up with a nice house and a good job, so I stayed at this job.
Yeah.
And this one was made for I think this one was just made to make for creativity and things, and mostly like with stuff that Brigid really likes. So it was mostly a jar made when I was doing deity worship work and stuff. So it's got a bunch of the flowers and the redstones and everything. But I have another one upstairs. It's for anxiety that I've had for years, and it does its job great. I don't know. When I get anxious, I hold it and I feel better. So I think it does its job great. And then this one, because we were talking about like different things, this is actually a little tiny mini jar that I have for protection, which is literally just salt, and then in the middle there's like a sheet of paper with some like runes and writing on it. And so I just kind of I had them both just to show like how intricate or how simple these jars can be. Like it's really they're intention jars because it really boils down to your intention. Like so whatever you do with them, how you want to do them. As you're putting together, it's just like thinking on the things that you're putting into them, what you want it for, and different things like that. So everything I have down here today is to build another like protection and banishment are the two things I'm kind of putting together, just because I have had like an awful string of bad luck lately. So
fair enough.
you know, we'll do that to put it together and everything. So usually you start with a jar. It can be any sort of jar. It could be a cup. You can do open face. I do money bowls. Usually on the actually full moon. If I do one tonight, I haven't done one in a minute, but if I do one, it's a bowl and instead of a jar, and you just do the same thing with the ingredients and everything you're putting together. But I like the bowls because they're more for like if you're gonna consistently like engage with it and have a candle in the middle and light it over and over again. Whereas the jars are kind of like a make it and forget about it thing, make it, put it to the side, and then like see it. And then every time you see it, it reminds you of your intention kind of situation. You're not actively working with it over and over, but you're just using it as a visual reminder of your goal and what you're working on and what you're doing. So I have a lot of different ingredients that I already pulled for it. So like black salt is great for banishment and for like getting rid of evil. Black salt is literally just salt and ash mixed together. So you can make it yourself if you ever need it. And then I have tiger's eye, which is great for spiritual warding and protection. Roses, which are good for self-nurture and like take care of yourself. I forgot my eggshells, but that's fine. I'll add them in the end afterwards. They're sitting on the desk. I actually just made them for my chickens last week. I was very proud of myself. So cooked a bunch of eggs and kept the shells. Amethyst, which is great for like anxiety, worries, things like that. Sea salt, which great for protection. Each salt kind of has a different thing that it's good for. When you look into it and do the research, sea salt typically is considered like a very pure form of salt, so it's great for purification, protection, things like that. Black salt is mixed with ashes, so it's typically used in like banishment, like when you're trying to get rid of something that may be an evil force or something. Kosher salt, any salt really, salt as a whole has a very purifying like essence to it, and the different types can kind of narrow down more. You can get dragon's blood salt, which is literally just salt mixed with dragon's blood incense and things like that, and they're all just, when you change it, it just gives it a little bit new meaning to it or whatever. I usually use bay leaves, but I'm out, so we're just going to use paper today to write on for me. If you have bay leaves, I like to use them just because they're a natural thing to put in with your stuff, and it's just fun to put leaves in and make it look pretty. And then I have juniper berries and cinnamon. Cinnamon is great for inviting like abundance into your life, inviting good things, things like that. There's a website, it's called pinecone.pub. And it's really neat. I like it's like you can put it only has a certain set of intentions that it does, but if you put the thing in, like if you write prosperity or you write banishment or you write happiness, it'll give you all the items that like represent that in some way. So it kind of makes it really easy for you to like sort through like, what do I want to put in this today, and what do I want, and then you can like further research like the list that it has for happiness. If you search each individual item, it'll give you a little bit more of like, oh, it's romantic happiness or financial happiness or whatever. Like it can get a little deeper and stuff like that. And the other half of it too, though, is, in my opinion, when you have ingredients for things, like this is heather, and I don't really have a connection to heather myself, but I do have these yellow roses, and I dried these myself, and these were actually from my grandmother's funeral, so like they're important to me in that aspect. So if you have a connection to something that might not be specific to what you're working on, but I want this because I want my grandmother, like she was my protector when she was alive. Like she was very close to her. So I want to include it in my protection jar because to me, she is protection, if that makes sense. So like, that's one of the things I think is really neat about intention jars and things like that is your intention is what really is important. It's what you're trying to put in to build with it. And so you could have ingredients that might not be a traditional thing for that thing or whatever you're doing, but because that thing has a meaning to you that makes it important, it's good to include, if that makes sense. So, but essentially all you do is you get your jar, and some people say you have to do this. I don't say you have to. I don't think you do. You can, you cannot. If you want, it's up to you. Some people believe that you should smoke cleanse everything before you put it in a jar to like get rid of any energy that might be in it. All of my stuff has been in my house for 2 years. I'm not smoke cleansing anything. It's been cleansed by being in my house for years because nothing's touched it but me. So, but if you were to like go to a store and you like have all new stuff, you got new stones, you got new whatever, and like the belief that like someone else's energy can bleed into things and you want to clear that, smoke cleansing is a great way to do it. Just take incense and let the item like waft in the smoke and let the smoke clear off whatever energy might be on it. Things like that before you use it. So, but otherwise, you just kind of go at it and you start layering pretty things. I usually like to write whatever I'm doing first on the bay leaf or the paper. So like, for me, I'm just gonna put good luck, protection, banishment, those sorts of things.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to write
But banishment of
leaves.
negativity. And the other thing you can do too is like, you can write it out. Like I wrote literally word for word I'm doing, but you can draw pictures. You can, when I made the one for the house, this one, somewhere in here there's a bay leaf, and it's gonna literally, it just has a drawing of a house on it. So like, you don't even have to like fully write it out. You can draw things that represent what you want. You can like, however you want to impart that information, whatever's best to you. So,
Yeah.
and I usually just fold it up or roll it up nice and small. With the bay leaf, I stick it in whole. I don't ever do anything to it. Because it just goes in it. But I'll usually start layering things. So I'm going to start with the sea salt I have, which is in this little cup because I couldn't convince Ray to let me have the whole container in here. That's my husband. He was like, no, you don't need it all. And I was like, that's valid. You're not wrong.
Okay. I wrote blessings for friends and no bay leaf.
Yes.
And the jar that
Yeah,
I
I know,
have.
like, when we looked at the stuff for Niji specifically, I was like, so what sort of things do you want? And Niji was like, I want to like do a blessing for my friends in it. And I was like, okay, so you can kind of mix and match, like find things that are for prosperity, find things that are for friendship, find things that are like for the different aspects, and then put them all together. And then like really, when you're making the jar, just think about your friends and the intention that like I want this to protect my friends, for them to have good things and whatnot, and like putting that intention in. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
So I'm just focusing on the different things and all the weird little bad luck we've had going on and how I want it to go away. Like we had, my husband had like work vehicle problems, our dishwasher, our AC messed up, which he just fixed that thing for like, and then our clothes washer did a weird thing, and I'm like, I'm tired of it. So that's my thought process right now is please stop with the chaos for a minute.
I definitely feel that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a chaotic
Yeah.
last couple months, and I know it will only continue until I am done with school.
Right?
If it
Yeah,
could
I'm on
ease up just a little bit.
I'm on my last
Yeah.
semester for the program I'm doing right now, and I'm so ready for it to be over. I went back to school, and then my health like decided it wanted to go haywire, and I was like, "Great, thanks."
Are we living the same life right now? Because
Maybe.
exactly same.
That's so
Are,
crazy.
yeah. Are you? Do you happen to be a July Leo as well?
No, I'm a February Aquarius.
Okay,
So-
well, the July Leos are also going through the exact same experience.
Yeah, I know
Maybe that's trying to
Aquarians
teach
are
us
going
something.
through a lot of stuff in general with like Pluto and whatnot, and there's like a whole thing that but I think we're supposed to be coming out of it, but I don't know, maybe we are. But I had a surgery about a year and a half ago. It's been about a year and not quite a year and a half, year and a couple months. But I had weight loss surgery because I've struggled with weight my whole life. But then about 4 months ago, my gallbladder decided it wanted to just be done. So that's where, and then after that had to be fixed, that's when my health was like, nope, that's not it. You're still dealing with other things. And I was like, no, can you stop? So turns
We
out
really are. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Mhm.
So,
I feel
Well, I
like
hope they're better.
it's going there. So like after, not to get I'll give my whole life story. I don't care. I'm an open book. Niji's been around here all this, so Niji already knows. But so I like had my gallbladder come out, and then I got this rash that wouldn't go away. And I thought it was an allergic reaction at first because like I am allergic to poison ivy and like different things. And I just gotten the goats. I have 3 goats, and we just gotten them about like 2 months before. So I was like, maybe I'm reacting to something with the goats. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Well, like when I get poison ivy, it goes away like 2 weeks later. And goats will eat poison ivy, so I honestly thought maybe they had eaten some of it and I'd gotten it off them onto my skin, which it happens, whatever. That's kind of why we got them, was to eat the poison ivy, so I didn't have to deal with it. So, you know. But then the rash didn't go away for like 8 weeks. So I went to the doctors after 3 weeks, and they were like, oh, let's send you for an allergy test and like do a bunch of stuff. And so I went to an allergist, got allergy testing done. Turns out I don't actually have allergies, you know? I didn't respond to a single thing on that allergy test. And I thought my whole life I had seasonal allergies, but apparently not.
Oh, what?
So-
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's I got sent to a specialist, and they were like, "Yeah, no, it sounds like your mast cells are acting up, and you have like some mast cell instability, which is pretty cool." So we're trying to figure out why I'm having mast cell instability, which usually boils down to either like autoimmune or like some other like underlying issue.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking autoimmune or
Yeah.
something to do with I know sometimes thyroid issues can trigger that as well.
Yeah, and they tested for thyroid originally, and I did have like very slightly elevated like autoimmune thyroid issues, but like I mean like the limit was 10 and I was at 12, so it's like very slightly elevated. And my primary care was like, that's when it is an autoimmune flare for that specifically, it's much higher. But some autoimmune there's a word for it. My brain, the ADHD is really screwing with me right now. Some of those antigens, there we go, in your blood or for autoimmune stuff, can, if you have a different autoimmune disease, it can spike the antigens for an autoimmune that you don't have. So like if I'm experiencing something that's autoimmune with my liver or something, it could cause my thyroid ones to go up just a little bit, but not like drastically as high as if it was just a thyroid issue. So
Yeah.
I do a family history of like arthritic autoimmune issues, so that's what we're checking into right now. Like my uncle has ankylosing spondylitis, and then my grandfather had rheumatoid arthritis. So like I get to go get genetic testing for those done in November.
Oh, well, I am sending you all the good vibes for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But that's where life's at right now, and it is what it is. It's nice to have sort of have answers though, because like I was real stressed and being like, what on earth is my body doing? And all the doctors are like, oh, I think we know what's happening. I was like, that's at least something. That's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Originally.
definitely. To feel like
Yeah.
a complete, like, different person in your own body
Yeah.
is definitely not an experience that I ever want to have again. Or to, like, it's worse when you argue with the doctors because they can't figure out what it
Yes.
is either.
Yeah.
Or you
Oh,
pinpoint something and you're like, I really do think it's this, guys. And they're like, no, we want to run, like, 20 more tests because we're not quite
Yeah.
sure that that's what it is.
I
Mm.
went through like 3 different sets of blood work for my primary care before she referred me out, because she like was testing things and she's like, you do have some weird stuff showing up, but I cannot. It's not enough for me to say that's the issue with any of it. And I was like, great. And then so they did my like COVID antibodies and stuff, and they came back super high. As far as I know, I've never caught COVID. Every time I've taken a test, it's always come back negative. But I have had my vaccines and everything. But like, it seems like I
Mhm.
might have caught COVID at some point, but like not reacted to it. So that could be part of it and stuff.
Right.
And so it's just been interesting to like try and piece the pieces together and whatnot. So the specialist like I sent to, she's an immunology and autoimmune specialist. If that's what she does. So
Mhm.
she really like this is her field. So I think we'll get it figured out. Thankfully with her.
Good.
But-
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. My last set of blood work, I was telling my husband, I was like, or one of my friends, I think, and I was talking to my husband afterwards, he's like, oh, I hope like you have good results and like everything's good. And I was like, no, I kind of want something to come back wrong. Like I want an answer. I'm so
I have
tired of
an
not having
answer.
answers.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
So,
know
100%.
because you know that something clearly is wrong, so you just
Yeah.
need something to tell you like what's wrong so that you can like fix it. Like yeah. But at least you do have like a doctor that is helpful. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes they're just like, nah, it's all in your head. I'm like,
Yeah. They're
Oh,
checking so
ahead.
much stuff. And, I was just saying, like, I saw the list that she requested for my next set of blood work, which due to my own life and scheduling, I can't get done until right after Thanksgiving. But, like, they're testing for, like, all my family history. They're testing for, like, connective tissue disorders. Like,
yeah.
there's a list that I was like, I'm so glad that someone's, like, that they were like, yeah, okay, there's enough here that we really need to actually figure this out. So,
Good.
but
good.
it's, like, so funny,
Definitely.
because I've had, like, joint pain and stuff my whole life, and I was told it was because I was overweight for years and stuff. So that's why I finally took the step. I was like, you know, I've tried so hard to lose weight by myself. I've never been successful, whatever. So I took the bite and got the weight loss surgery, which did wonderful. Like I
Mhm.
felt great for the first like 8 months after that, till my gallbladder decided it was done. So
Right.
and
Yeah.
now it's just been like back downhill since then, and I was like, ugh. So
Yeah. Be like that.
And then now with your gallbladder, you're gonna have to watch, like, your diet's gonna have to change in that aspect because, like,
Well-
my cousin's girlfriend just had her gallbladder taken out, and she's trying to navigate because she liked to eat certain foods and she can't eat them
Mhm.
anymore.
Well, I had to change a lot of my diet when I had my weight loss surgery because like they make you go to nutrition. They have like there's a lot of pre-op work with that, like nutrition work and other stuff. And it's like my diet was already pretty low on fat and other things, but having your gallbladder come out after weight loss, extreme weight loss of any kind, isn't totally uncommon because like the way your body processes fat is changing in the whole thing. Like if you go on ketosis for too long, which is pretty much what that causes, your gallbladder can mess up. But interestingly enough, I thought it was from that, but my doctors looking at my tests and everything were like, no, your gallbladder probably it's with the mast cell issues I'm having and my history of it. There was a lot of stuff related to this that I dismissed for years because I thought like it was just normal kind of little side, like it didn't happen often. It was just weird little things that would happen every now and again. And I was just kind of like, oh, it's life, whatever. But apparently it's been this the whole time, just at a really low level. And that's what they were telling me was like, it's really common for mast cell issues to cause your gallbladder to go bad because of hormones that it messes up. And I was like, oh, so yeah. One of the things I dismissed really early on is like every time I have like, I mean, not for TMI, whatever. Every time I have a period, essentially, I develop an allergy that I don't have to like mango and other stuff. Like I can't drink mango or peach juice and stuff because it will make my throat itch and it'll make me like have like allergic reactions or whatever. And I thought it was just because like your antihistamine release goes up anyways because like in a female biology, etc. This is science time real quick in the middle of this witchy stuff. Your estrogen production affects your production of histamine. So when you start to produce more estrogen, your body naturally will start to produce more histamine in response to things. And so I always thought it was that I was just having a more sensitivity to something I was already probably a little allergic to. But I never showed any other signs of those sorts of allergies outside of that. And the doctor was talking to me, she was like, no, normally you don't just like have a temporary allergy like that. Like, unless it's something with your mast cells acting up, because you would have a reaction outside of that of some kind too. Like, and I was like, oh, I just, I don't know. I thought it was so low level. I never noticed it until it happened. And she's like, no, because the low level you were having to this item, like your throat being itchy, whatever, isn't a major reaction. So like, that is like low level. That's the reaction you would have normally if you had an allergy, an actual allergy, and it wasn't your mast cells doing things. And I was like, oh, got it. So. Maybe I should have mentioned this years ago to somebody, but I just dismissed it as whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like we tend to do that though in life, is we tend to just say that like, oh, we can handle this. I've lived like this for X amount of time and it'll be fine. I'll keep going.
Yeah. And every time I brought up the joint pain I was having and stuff with like my hips and it's really bad on my hips, my knees, they were just like, it's because you're fat. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I am morbidly obese. Like, I can believe that. Like, that checks out. And like, losing weight never helped because I could never lose weight. And I just thought that was my fault. Like, oh, it's just going to continue to hurt because I have all the extra weight on my body. But now I am no longer morbidly obese. I have lost a lot of weight. And they were originally trying to be like, oh, it's because you lost so much weight. Your muscles have to figure out how to work properly now. So, I gave it another like 4 months and then they just got worse and worse after doing PT, after doing all these strength things. And like, I was like, nope, that's not the problem. I'm so sorry. Try again. So. Sometimes I feel like you have to play dumb to doctors. Like, and it's so like, sad. But
another issue is that you kind of have to advocate for yourself sometimes too, in the sense of like, you have to not be intimidated because at the end of the day, like because I'm in paramedicine, so I'm big on like my patients know their body better than I do. Like, yes, I took the course and I did what I need to do to be able to treat you and take care of you, but also at the end of the day, I'm gonna ask your opinion because it's your body and you've lived in it. I haven't.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of people are like, well, I specialize in this and I know this much and this is my job and I'm a doctor. And it's like, yeah, but this is my body.
Yeah. I mean, so my primary care is like an actual doctor and then 2 nurse practitioners. And I think one of them actually just did extra graduate medical school at Health being nurse practitioner and is now officially a doctor. Good, like, props to her. But the doctor in the office, he's an old guy and I love him, strangely enough, because he is so like, no BS. He's like, when something goes to like his acting weird, he's like, it could be this, it could be that. Let's do some tests. We'll figure it out. Like, he doesn't like gaslight you. He doesn't like, he's just like, it could be any number of things. So here's what we can try to figure it out, like to narrow it down or whatnot. And then his 2 APRNs, they're younger, and they're both just great about like, if you want to ask about something, you want to talk about a medication, you want to like, when I went in when I was originally having weight loss stuff, I was like, I want to talk to you about like the differences between like weight loss surgery using like GLP-1s, different things like that, whatnot. And she was like, if you want a GLP-1, we will get you on a GLP-1. Like, whatever you think is going to work for you to help you, we'll make it work. And I expected to be. That's great. I expected the doctors to be like, you should just exercise more and eat less. But she was just like, no, like whatever, we will make it work. And I was like, I appreciate you so much. But
that's how it
That's
should
great.
be. Like if that
Yeah.
works for you. You know,
Yeah.
I had the opposite. I had
Yeah.
issues where I wasn't eating. I was dropping weight very fast. I was very fatigued, very just not being able to be myself for months on end, and I was like visiting the ER multiple times throughout the month and could not figure out what was wrong with it. And originally it started as migraines, and then it just progressed and got worse and worse and worse. And I know that I've had PCOS and suspected endometriosis. And then she was like, oh, it's got to be a UTI. My my OBGYN PA was like, oh, it's just a UTI. And then I'd come back and I wouldn't have a UTI. And she'd be like, well, it's got to be residual from a UTI. That's got to be it. And I was like, no, I don't think that's it. And on one of my ER visits, they found tumors in my uterus, around my uterus, like completely. They were just multiplying a little too fast for anybody's liking, except for my OBGYN's, because she was like, well, they shouldn't be cancerous. It should be fine. And I was like, yeah, but this is an issue. These weren't here, and now I'm having these problems, and now they're here. And she made me wait 6 months, and my uterus was completely full of them. Interior and exterior of the uterus were full of tumors. And she finally referred me to the surgeon 6 months later. And the minute I talked to him about it, my husband and I had discussed a hysterectomy because hormone issues and the whole 9 yards. And I had said, hey, I know it's really hard to be a 27 at the time year old, married with no kids, and talk to you about a hysterectomy, but I would really appreciate talking to you about this. And he was like, if this is something you've been talking about, I wanted to tell you your chances were very slim anyway, because your uterus is not salvageable at this point. Yeah. And I was like, okay, then let's take it out. Let's do it. And I scheduled it the next week, and his intentions of like, this is your body, this is what you want to do with it. If you've thought about it and you're, like, this is what you want to do, I'll do it. And I have felt, so I told my husband the first week, I said, is this what normal people are like? Is this how y'all live? Because this is so nice. Like, I'm not tired all the time. I can eat a full meal. Like, I can eat 3 meals a day if I want to. Like, it's so nice.
Crazy how under-researched women's health is in general, and I know why. Like the science, whatever, we weren't allowed to be used for like studies until like 1983, all that stuff. There's a lot of reasons, like scientific, like why. But that's been 20 years now, like 30 years now, 32. The strides we should have made in 32 years should have been a lot more than they are. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, and I mean, 100%. I think it comes back to also like me being a feminist. I'm not trying to preach on this stand, but like we've always, I feel like we've always been seen as lesser than, in the sense of like, well, man's problem and man this and man that, and and I think it was insane to me that my female PA was having more of an issue with me talking about my body and not wanting to do something to help me, and then the male surgeon was completely advocating for me and for my choice and for my body and what I wanted. It was insane to me.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with my sister because she had a female doctor that was just like, she felt like she was gaslighting, not listening, whatever, etc. And I was like, I honestly feel like sometimes female doctors are less inclined to believe a woman's pain if they haven't experienced similar things, because if they go through their period and it's fine and they don't have these issues, it can't be that bad. Like, I've had bad cramps, whatever, and they don't realize how bad, like, when we, like, I have PCOS, so I get, like, when I say I have bad cramps, I have, like, debilitating cramps where, like, I get headaches, I get nauseous, I get migraines, I can't get out of bed for hours at a time. But I just sum it up as, it's bad cramps. So it's like, I feel like when they hear that, they're just like, oh, you just take some Tylenol, leave, whatever, and get a heating pad, you'll be fine, whatever. I'm like, no, let me go into a little more detail, and maybe you'll actually understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like, how about you, like, hold this for me, and it's all the pain and all of the how about you just hold this for 5 seconds, and you tell me if this is what it's like for you.
Yeah.
And then she didn't believe me. The surgery ended up lasting an extra 2 hours because he found the endometriosis was one of the main problems, aside from the tumors, that it had spread up my colon, around my small intestine, and was continuing to spread up. And it took him an extra 2 hours to, like, basically roto-rooter my organs. And
yeah, I mean, endo is pretty much cancer. Like, when you look at the way it works and spreads, it's, I don't know why it's, I mean, I'm sure there's, like, a scientific reason it's not labeled as such, but the way it functions is so similar, and it's...
And if you leave, it's like cancer in the sense, if you leave a small piece, it will grow. It'll grow right back the way that it was. And I have to go back and get rechecked now, like inevitably for the rest of my life. But that when I come out and I went to my recovery, I had to go back to my female PA for her to do my checkup for my incision sites, and she wasn't looking at me, and she was like, "Well, how have you been, post surgery and everything?" And I was like, "I feel great." And she's not paying attention. She's reading the chart, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, you are in a lot of pain," because she's reading his notes about how much the endometriosis had spread and taken over. And I said, "Yeah, for the last 6 months, have you not been here? Like, have we not been in the same room?"
Tell you, like, come on, yeah. That's
insane.
There's a lot of reasons why women are severely downplayed in the medical field, and it's truly not because we're not making any headway in research. Listen, I know so much about research. It's quite literally the reason I'm going to school, and to provide more care to women, because me reading throughout the entirety of history, it's purely and solely the fact that women are blamed for understanding their own bodies, understanding their own emotional states, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, you're overreacting about it." And it's like, no, it's quite literally sad to see that, someone could be in immense pain, and it's just written down as, "Oh, it's just a woman."
It's hysterics. Yeah.
Hysterics. And it's really hard to hear, especially when I work with, or I meet RNs a lot of the times, working as a barista, and you work really late. You're one of the people giving them coffee for the rest of the shift, right? And I hear them come in, and once in a while you always hear a certain term circulating around, being like, "Oh, it's a woman in hysterics. She was just going crazy," and everything like that. And I'm like, some people are in desperate pain, and yes, sometimes in small cases, yes, they are a little bit hysterical, but majority of the time, we live in our bodies. We know exactly what feels wrong and what feels right.
Yeah.
And at the same time with that, if you're an RN, and especially working in the ER, because I've been doing a lot of clinical rotations in the ER here lately for my critical care cert, and I thankfully haven't ran into it on any of the shifts I've worked. They've been very accommodating, because they've been like, "Oh, I've been there. I understand it. I'm going to go talk to the doctor." Like, they've been very, very accommodating. But I've been in other situations in other ERs where it's like, "Oh, they're just pain seeking. Oh, they're just being dramatic. Oh, she just had her period," or, "Oh, she's just this." And I'm real quick to be like, what about you? Do you hurt? Do you cramp? Is your body the same? Do you have the same issues that woman has? Are you going through a day in her life? Even if she is drug seeking, what is causing her to do that? Then that's a mental issue, or that's some other issue going on in her life, and you still need to be accommodating for that, because that's the field that you're in. Whether you like it or not, you're in the field of medicine to help people, and she is a person. That anybody that comes in there is a person, and they deserve to be heard and felt and understood as best as you can to accommodate that.
Yeah, I went to the ER twice when my gallbladder was acting. So, like, I had 4 gallbladder attacks before they finally took it out. And the first 2, I dumbly dismissed as really bad heartburn. I've never had heartburn before. And, like, I was like, "Oh, I'm just having really bad indigestion." Like, I was feeling it in the front of my chest or whatever. But it was radiating to my back. And after the second one, I finally called my doctor and was like, "Hey, what does this sound like to you?" And my doctor's like, "No, that sounds like your gallbladder is going bad." And I was like, "Oh." So they told me, like, if I'm having to go to the ER, because, like, it can cause all sorts of complications if it does anything else, like, while it happens or whatever. So I went to the ER the third time, and I expected to be met with hostility, because I was going in like intense pain, but I'm really good I don't scream, I don't react, I inwardly crumple, like, when I'm in pain and stuff. So I was like, I look really composed if you don't know me right now. And I thought for sure they were gonna, like, not treat me seriously. But, like, my husband went with me to the ER. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, "I'm having a gallbladder." I walked straight to the table. I was like, "I'm having a gallbladder attack. I'm in immense pain. Check me in." And, like, they did, and they immediately gave me meds for it. They immediately did, like, before the ultrasound even happened, everything. Like, and I was like, "Oh, okay." maybe. How does this get like attention and a reaction versus, like, if I came in and actually showed I was in pain? This doesn't make any, because, like, my cousin, like, or my ex-sister-in-law gets really bad migraines. I went with her to her visits, and she would get that kind of drug-seeking behavior. Like, they would, like, really question, like, if she really needed better meds or whatever. But, like, if you haven't had, like, migraines at the level of like you're blacking out and stuff, you can't know how bad that hurts and
Oh,
stuff. And so, like
100%.
I thought for sure I was gonna get a similar treatment, and they didn't. And I was like, but I think part of it is because the doctor I was seeing is the same doctor I was scheduled to have. I had to have my gallbladder out by emergency surgery a week before it was scheduled to come out. So that was the great thing of the universe there. But I think part of it was they could pull the records and see that I was already like scheduled with a doctor that's affiliated with the hospital. So they could see like, oh, she does have a history of gallbladder issues. She already has all this, like whatever. But I was like, I thought for sure I was going to get the runaround for a good another hour or two before they would do anything. It's why women don't seek care sometimes, I feel like, because they feel like
they're more
already
likely
not
to
gonna
have
get a
heart
response.
attacks at home, and by the time you get to them, especially in my line of work, by the time we get to them, we don't know how their downtime or their prolonged acute onset time is, and they're more likely to just try and put up with it, and by the time you get there, you're fighting against a clock that was set 2 days ago.
And they were dead when I went at 2 a.m. And so the next day, that was 2 a.m. on a Thursday, and I didn't go to work that day because I was at the ER that morning. The next day, Friday, I went into work, and at 9 a.m. at work, I started having another gallbladder attack. And so I went back to the ER. And that time they did kind of like, they were a lot busier, and I was getting more of the side eye. And I was like, I was literally here like less than 24 hours ago for the same thing. Just about 24 hours ago for the same thing. Can you look at your records and not see that like this is something I'm dealing with, like on top of that, like whatever? And I just thought it was really strange. I was like, I get that you're busier now, but at the same time, like the people, I don't know, people that were there overnight are usually, from my understanding, like newer people, like that aren't like haven't been like working the ER for as long or whatever, etc. So maybe that was part of it. Maybe it's like the newer people. I don't know. When I have younger nurses and younger doctors, I feel like they are more responsive and they listen more to what I'm saying, and they also will give more suggestions than like older doctors will.
I think it's that older generation with every aspect of it is the like I walked up a hill covered in snow 2 miles to get to school, and you should have to too. And it's that old mentality of it. I think it carries over in everything, but being in medicine, you're so personal because it's like you're that person's go-to on their worst day, and you're gonna make an impression regardless. So like you need to have a more understanding impression that you give, I think, personally.
And I just appreciate transparency is what goes up to me. It's like, just tell me, just be transparent. Don't try to like sugarcoat anything. Don't like whatever. My doctor one time was like, I want to give you an MRI, but I can't do that because your insurance won't pay for it until you do an x-ray. Good to know. All right. I see what I got to do. We'll keep going. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, just explain what you're doing to me, please.
Or in your body. It took 2 ER visits to find the tumors because at the time they weren't big enough for them to see it as a problem. And it's like, this is my body. I paid for this scan on it. Tell me what is in it, because I can't look at it and see what you have went to school for. Like, I deserve to know what is going on with my body.
It kind of sucks because the technology for cancer has been dated so far back, like quite literally. We are just now getting more detailed scans in this year. Just now. And like, we wouldn't have that 5 years ago. We wouldn't have that 10 years ago.
Yeah, and another technology there too should figure out. So like, I'm one of the things that I'm having symptoms of is Raynaud's, and like you can see it physically happening to my hands and everything. But like, there's a new like way to test for it that actually like looks at your nails under a microscope, but like only like 4 or 5 like hospitals have that. So like that's the other half of it too, is like the new like technology that's coming out. It's like, is it even available? Is it even like, who has it where, and can you get there to do it? Like,
well, and then the scam of big pharma of, you know, like, how can we profit off of it, and will your insurance pay for it, or your insurance will only pay for this type of scan and not this scan because it's new and it's experimental, or they put experimental on it even though it went through so much testing. It's a huge scam in my opinion.
Oh, that was the biggest pet peeve, right? Because like, so my uncle, like I said, has ankylosing spondylitis, so like they wanted to do an MRI of my back because you can't see the early onset symptoms of that on an x-ray. It just, you have to be very late stage for it to show up on an x-ray. Literally your bones are already fusing together at that point. So, but she told me, she's like, I can't do an MRI, even though that is the best way to look for this and test for this and check for this. They won't let me do it until you do an x-ray first. And I was like, that's a waste of time and money and resources now, because we know that's not going to show anything. Like, so yeah,
it's epi like that.
It's the same thing with endometriosis. You won't be able to tell if it. You won't get a definite for sure diet. Well, you can get a diagnosis, but they won't know for sure until they do surgery. They have to do exploratory
Right, the
surgery.
laparoscopic, yeah.
Yeah,
Laparoscopic.
and that was one thing that she was hesitant about, and she didn't. My PA didn't send me. That's why she made me wait 6 months. She didn't send me strictly for the tumors because she was like, "Well, I guess technically I can say that we're just looking to confirm your endometriosis and get rid of it." And I was like, "These two, you waited 6 months and I got 5 new tumors. No, I want them out. Get it out."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Also,
thankfully, no
Yeah,
cancer.
the last
yeah, good.
last time I
Glad
was
you didn't get cancer.
little bit TMI again. The last time I was off withdrawal, I was on my period for about 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor at the time that I was seeing, literally, when I first went to see him after like I'd gone for like 3 weeks, and he was like, "Well, let's put you back for birth control," because I was off birth control for a period at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "And that should help regulate everything." A month later, I go back. He's like, "It could take an extra cycle to regulate," and I was like, "So I've been on this medication for a month on a new birth control. Nothing's changed, and you're just saying keep waiting? Like this is not a problem at this point. Like
How
it's 2
about you
months
bleed
now
for this long, and you
Right?
tell me?
Like,
Let me stab
I
you
was-
and leave it there, and wiggle it when you stop bleeding and you clot, and then
Yeah,
let's see if you hold out for this long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out it was a cyst that like didn't want to let go and everything. And then if you've ever had to pass cyst by yourself, it's not fun. It's miserable.
Mm.
And that's what ended up happening like about 3 weeks later. And I was just like, cool, thanks. I wish that you had taken me seriously before this. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I have
So-
never experienced passing one. Mine have always
Yeah.
ruptured.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so they either rupture or they finally actually remove themselves from your lining, and like that's the two options usually. And thankfully, mine didn't rupture, but still, I was like, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Both
run a
options
quick ad
suck.
break, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't. We can still just keep yapping. Just want to like.
sorry.
Oh, yeah,
let
y'all can make
everyone
your
know.
tea. I was like, here's my
Sorry.
jar that I made, by the way.
Oh.
I'll show on camera. Gorgeous.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Beautiful jar.
and I didn't put a wax seal on it, but this jar has a seal, and I'm like, good enough. We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
The wax seal helps keep like bacteria out of it too. If you use like wet ingredients at all and everything like that, they can still mold if you don't use dry ingredients and use food safe, whatever. So like, I like the wax also has like an extra level of like keep out anything, which I purposely don't put moisture in my jars because I don't want to give them the chance to mold. I do have some of my anxiety jars specifically because when it starts to grow mold, it's fun to shake. So, and it's kind of feels to me, it's like I'm shaking up my own anxiety, get rid of it. So, whenever I see like any sort of like biofilm start showing up, I'll just shake it really bad and stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of like me being able to like fight my anxiety physically. Like, no, go away.
That's awesome.
I like that idea.
But for the most part, I just use dry goods. And in the top of this, I put amethyst because amethyst is great. That's what the raw stone was. It's great for like self-reflection and self like whatever. And you know, I don't know. Maybe all my bad luck is because of myself. So we'll see if that helps. And then quartz is just like a great white or clear quartz, or it's just a great like enhancing stone for anything. It helps channel energy more. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling EG, I was like, it's like Frank's Red Hot of gemstones. You put that shit in everything. So.
Yeah. What I did was I put the bay leaf in, and I put lemon for friendship, which I just put some lemon juice. I did not consider moisture or not.
That's so acidic, though. I think you'll be okay.
And
It's a natural cleanser. It'll be okay.
okay. And I put cinnamon for prosperity, and allspice for fortune, and a few coffee beans for happiness.
Oh, coffee's always good. Coffee's a good one to put in anything.
Yeah.
I like coffee because coffee is just good for like purification of things, but also I like to jokingly put it in things and be like, it's gonna give it more energy. That's what it's for. The caffeine's gonna help. So.
And I'm also going to seal it with a sticker that is that has Hisa on it, and it is in fact the Hisa Onion that Bay drew.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I love that one so much. I'm glad you're.
I like that you're using, things from your friends to seal it. I think it's really appropriate with it being a jar for your friends, like to have.
It's yeah.
positivity.
Not my partner coming over my shoulder and handing me the same sticker.
Yes. Good.
That goes back to the whole thing of like your intention and like while you're making the jar, putting your things in, you can focus on it. And like I leave them on my altar. Every jar I've ever made, unless like I buried it for some reason or like done something else, sits on my altar, and it's just a reminder of like I made this with an intention, and it reminds me to keep doing that, keep focusing on what I was like trying to do, whatever. And like, I mean, I can't change my luck myself to a degree, but I can if I focus on doing things I don't be in positions to have. Like that will happen, I guess, too. But sometimes you can't really change things. You just can send the wish and want with it into the universe too, and hope it reciprocates it back.
Yeah.
I used to have this bracelet, and I want to get a new one. I lost it somewhere on my move, but it had like a little thing on it that I think they were originally designed to put like ashes in, like to put like your parents or someone's ashes and have it with you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they got resold as intention bracelets, and I really actually love the idea because like you would write what your like intention or like affirmation, and also you could write it whatever on it, and then put it in the bracelet. So it was just a way for you to look at it and remember like, okay, I wrote my affirmation of like I'm gonna stop like talking down on myself. I'm gonna stop doing whatever, and like having that bracelet there to remind me like that's there, like that's something. Mine, I think when I wore it constantly said like I think I wrote one that said I have worth because I am, and like
Yeah.
that was like back when I was doing a lot of stuff. But it's just like my worth doesn't come from other people; it just comes from the fact that I exist, and that's just a good thing to remember for anybody. But it was just nice having my bracelet. If I'd looked down, if I ever like was having like anxiety or depression or anything was hitting me, it could be like, no, remember you are good and valuable because you are a person. Like
Yeah.
so.
That's awesome.
And that's what my jars do for me when I make them too. So
Nice.
and they look cute. That makes me happy too. I like seeing pretty things. I don't know. I was probably a magpie in a past life.
That's awesome. Listen, the pretty shiny is it's good. It's a good thing. So I've put the moon water into the teapot, into the kettle.
I had
So
to drink my tea. I'm so sorry.
that's okay. I
I feel like I should have gotten a bigger jar, but
no, it's okay.
I'm drinking green tea, so like I'm drinking tea in spirit with you guys. I just
it works.
Yeah.
It honestly kind of reminded me that I could make tea. I just couldn't find my teapot anywhere. It is a gift. It is a gift by my partner, and it's just really funny because it kind of looks like him, even though it's a frog.
Yeah.
oh
He left.
Awesome.
It's not functional, but it looks pretty.
Awesome. Yeah, so then let me see. Yeah, so I'm gonna be making this chamomile tea, this organic chamomile. It's a traditional medicinal brand.
Because I didn't even read it.
Well, it's okay. Oh, and I got like a fancy teacup. I got like a fine china teacup or something out.
Fine china. Okay, so
I collect teacups and like old teapots. Oh, so I feel that. They're so cheap.
I want a whole so when I was younger, I always loved a whole collection of mugs. Thankfully, I have that now. But I used to have like constellation mugs, and then I had
pretty.
I had a really special one, and it's more of like a traditional thing, for like Chinese people. But I didn't really see it in like my culture in any other households, but they all had different depictions of the Chinese zodiacs. It leaned in more towards Vietnamese zodiacs because we don't necessarily have. I don't think we have one of the zodiacs compared to the Chinese ones, but we replaced one of them with the cat. And I
Yeah.
can't remember what
Rabbit.
it was.
Rabbit was
Oh, yeah,
replaced with
yes.
a cat.
So, I kind of miss those, and I kind of miss like having them. And I don't think I'll ever find a collection like that either, because it's like a very nostalgic old time.
No, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I hunt for stores for things I had all the time that I was like, I remember this as a child, but I can't find it anywhere. This is actually something in my salt is I think let's get it into the camera as I slam my things. I believe it's an espresso cup, but I have the matching saucer for it too. But that's like I don't know. I love like 16th to 18th century like cups and saucers. I have like 5 or 6 upstairs that are just up there, and they sit there, and then I have 2 teapots. And I want more teapots, but I'm like, I don't have space for them, so we'll just take the 2 for now. When my grandmother passed away, she had like 8 or 9, and I think my uncle ended up with all of them, and I was like, I better get them when you pass away. They better be coming to me. So.
That's the deal you gotta make.
I was like, nobody else in the family wants them but me. They better come to me.
So the tea that I have is winter citrus and chamomile. It's from the steeping room. I bought it online. So they're not near me. I'm not in Austin, Texas. They're in Austin, Texas.
Hey.
It's a very small sample of it because I bought a sample of it back last year in December, and I think I'm gonna buy it again because I realized that I only have like a tablespoon left in this bag.
Oh no, yeah.
Do you have
I used to order tea from a company out of Colorado, I think called the Dryad Tea Co., and they had really good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They blew up on TikTok for a little while there, and then I think they slowed back down. But I ordered a bunch of tea from them, and everything I had from them was good. But.
And did you get your dinner, Parker?
Ignore.
The allergy doctor who did my allergies and showed that I had no actual allergies. This has a new study for people that are struggling to have their allergies be contained. I'm like, do I? I don't count for that. I don't think. It's still for dust. People that are having issues with dust, and I was like, everything you tested for came back with no reactions. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So so this recipe, I put with the chamomile, I'm gonna put some honey, and I'm gonna put some lemon. So I'll go with the honey first.
Lemon and honey great for your throat too, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
honestly, this tea for positivity is also just like nice if you're like sick.
Coming from a cold, yeah.
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 Like honey lemon is like
a little bit of licorice.
Yeah, like honey lemon is great for like that's my go-to when I'm like really sick, as I drink like yogi honey lemon tea. It doesn't taste good, but man, it gets the job done. Like it like the medicinal effect is like I'm like wow, my sinuses were like I couldn't like breathe almost at all, and like wow, I can breathe a little bit now.
Yeah, we used to have an herb shop here that closed around COVID, but it's so sad because they had a tea they carried called throat therapy, and that was like my go-to if my allergies were acting up or anything, and like like my throat, like whenever I get like bad seasonal kind of like allergy reaction stuff, like I would get like that razor blade throat like sensation, and that tea I could just drink a cup and it would like clear that up so quick. I was like, oh my god! But it had like licorice and honey and I think verbena and something else. I don't know. I wish I'd gotten a list of all the ingredients that were in it because I was like, oh, before they closed, because I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. They ordered it as a blend from somebody. I don't know who. I'll find it one day, maybe.
Yeah.
Or something similar enough.
Let's see. So, then what this thing says is, let's see, and honey the lemon, using a spoon, stir clockwise. I do attract positivity.
Yes. Clockwise to bring in, anti-clockwise to bring out.
And if you have a chant or mantra, you can recite this as you stir. So I don't per se have like any sort of like I've never um like I haven't done much like this in this regard. Um, I've done like I've actually done very little in the way of like witchcraft. I did make like a doll this year, and that was cool. But aside from that, I don't exactly have like any particular like mantra per se, but I do have a little thing that I like to say for positivity, which is just a hodgepodge of sayings from various things. Which is Akuna Matata Nankuru Naisa Momentai. So that means don't worry, it'll all work out, and take it easy.
I've never been like big on chants or anything myself, just because my defense experience is not there for that, and I know that. But I do think that like doing things rhythmically is always nice in general, just because it gets you into like a meditative kind of rhythmic. Like you're stirring the thing, and you're doing it, stirring your tea in the same like cyclical, like okay, one stir every second, or however fast or however speed you're doing it. And I don't know, that kind of gets into like it calms your own nervous system when you get to that sort of like cyclical rhythmic thing too. So it's always good for anything. But I'll see people on TikTok that'll have like these chants or these like little like rhythm like things or stuff they're doing, and I'm just like, I wish I was that creative and that like focused at any given time.
But I feel like also too, I think that's the beauty of this craft is that everyone has their own, because it's all I don't know, I'm not a very rigid person. It's all about intentions.
Oh, absolutely.
And how you, what you put into it and what you feed into it and what you want from it and what you give to it. And I think that's honestly the beauty of all of it is like we all yes used chamomile, but we all did our teas in a very different, or green I think you said green tea, so like
I would have green tea just sitting in a cup, so
yeah, and it's all our intention behind it of what we want from it and what we're pouring into it and what we're giving to it.
This is brewed green tea from Publix, so I didn't even make this, but you know, it's fine. So
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm so hesitant to drink or eat things that I don't eat consistently or know. Like I have probably 3 or 4 different teas sitting in the counter right now. I'm like, but I don't know how my brain or body's gonna like that thing, so let me not. Cinnamon sometimes makes my throat burn, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. So I've made fraps with cinnamon in them like 3 times and they've been fine, but the last time I had cinnamon in my chai, it was not happy about that, so.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Like, I'm like sometimes my body doesn't like lactose, but only sometimes. It just depends. Like, I can...
Lactose is so interesting, too, because you can, like, not develop an allergy, but you can stop developing the enzyme that like, use to like, help break it down. Yeah. So like the longer you don't eat or drink milk, the more likely you are to have issues the next time you like ingest it or ice cream or whatever you're eating that's lactose. And then with cheeses, sometimes the longer a cheese is fermented, like you can eat less like cheeses that haven't been fermented as long, and it's not as bad. But then like the longer they get fermented and like have that stuff built, the worse it is for people that I don't know. I'm like, I would cry if I lost my ability to eat milk, cheese or milk. So I get most of my calcium.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, like sometimes my body's just like weird. Sometimes I'll like take a bite of like macaroni and my body's like, nope, fuck you, that's too much. I'm like, what?
Oh,
okay,
no.
but then sometimes, but I often eat like an entire pizza and I'm fine. So I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, yeah. And sometimes like,
I love it.
yeah. So I have like this one like I've been using like goat milk recently, because I mean it's not like it doesn't make me feel sick like almost ever, and B, because I honestly just think it tastes a little bit better. And so I just put like I have this like macaroni that I make where I put like like macaroni noodles and goat milk and spices, and that's it. That's the whole recipe. I don't put the cheese powder or anything. I just put the it's just goat milk and spices basically. So then, um, but the last time I ate that, my body was like unhappy for the rest of the day. I'm like, I don't know if my body had a problem with the spices or if my body was like, no, that lactose free milk was too lactose. I don't know.
I wonder if it's not the pasta too, but
Possibly.
yeah.
You know something that is weird as hell is that like whenever I make rice myself in a rice cooker, that for some reason upsets my stomach, but I can eat like any other rice.
That's kind of funky.
Like
I might say replace your rice cooker just in case it's got some sort of bacteria growing somewhere or something.
like
You would think the heat would kill it, but not always.
I guess like I have thoroughly cleaned that thing. Like it's like
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck. There should be like, and that's happened like repeatedly, and I'm just like, the hell. Rice is like that should be like pretty much the safest possible thing I can eat. Like, what do you mean that
could be
makes me
something
sick?
with the metal in your rice cooker too. Like who knows? There's so many random
I
things. I have a
guess.
friend who has like a severe nipple allergy.
You know
she
what?
can't,
That's a good guess. It might be like something about the like whatever stainless steel is used for the thing. Maybe it's some weird alloy that's like, oh, this has some like copper or something. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe something.
Who knows? And like even if it's got like a coating on it, that coating will eventually deteriorate over time. And then like if there's an alloy or something in it that your body doesn't like, who knows?
Yeah.
But that's why like right now the whole thing with like air fryers is like you have to replace them so often because like there is like a metal coating but like that coating wears down and there's other stuff and I'm like why are we using things that are like this?
Yeah.
Is that why they're coming out with glass ones?
It's so funny because those glass ones are the original air fryer designs and I'm seeing this come out right now and like that's the first air fryer I ever had was a glass bowl like that. And so now it's like seeing them come back and be the hot new thing. I was like, that is the original air fryer design that everybody shit on when the new ones came out.
Yeah.
But now they're going back to it, and I think it's so funny.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm not gonna lie, the glass one I had, I really enjoyed. It wasn't as nice like on the stove. Like it's not a square. It's not a nice shape. It's kind of unwieldy or whatever because the way it's shaped and everything. But I do think it did like actually air fry and cook the meats better than like the ones I have now. So, but the one I have now is also like a 12-in-1 like air fry, bake, rotisserie, whatever. I tried to make cookies the other day. It did not turn out well. I was like, back to the oven. We're not doing that again. Yeah. I tried to do it because I was like, oh, I don't want the oven to heat up the whole house, like whatever. But no, I'm just gonna use the oven for my cookies. They work better. So.
Yeah. But... By the way, so do you know what like the actual like what actually like defines tea?
Wait, are you asking like
Either of you, anyone, yeah, like what actually defines tea? Because like,
or is it like putting a category on tea?
So
it's just tea leaves steeped in water. Essentially, like, is there anything more to it than that?
Well, okay, no.
So
the reason I ask is because like there's like for example, apple cider tea, and I'm wondering like, does apple cider just count as a tea, or do you have to do something to it to make it a tea?
It has to have tea leaves in it. That's why I googled it because I was curious. I was like, wait, so a tea does have some sort of leaf from the Camellia sinensis plant, which is what's used to make black, green, oolong, white teas, etc. So the apple cider tea I'm getting probably has a white tea with it of some kind as the base, and then usually you add to it on top of that.
Oh, okay. So there is just specifically a tea plant that like all tea is derived from. Okay, got it.
And most varieties of tea, from my understanding, are like partially it's from picking the leaves at different times in its like growth cycle. Like green tea and black tea are the same tea leaf, if I remember correctly, but green tea is picked when the leaf is new and green, like a small shoot, and so it does a different effect. And I
Right.
can't remember if white and oolong are like that too or not, but...
Okay, yeah.
And then you can have herbal infusions, or people call them herbal teas, that are like herbal soaps that don't have tea in them. But they're not technically truly teas, even though we call them that.
Right.
So...
And I imagine by the same token, like, chai probably isn't technically tea either.
Chai is an oolong or a white tea, I think.
Oh.
The word chai is tea. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I think it's I thought it was a white. Let me look. No, that's black tea. Okay, it's black tea, milk, and a blend of aromatic spices.
Hmm.
So,
Spice.
Okay.
and traditionally, it's just Assam black tea is used, and then milk, which is what gives you that like texture and makes it such a pale color.
Okay. And by the way, EO, I know that it is getting late for you. Do you need a...
Yeah. I'll probably hop right about 10, and then I'll go get into bed. I have to go to work tomorrow, unfortunately. Alas.
I mean, do you want to leave sooner so you can be in bed by 10, or do you want to just, like...
No, I just need to be, like, getting ready for bed by 10. So
Okay,
I usually
okay.
don't sleep like 11, 11:30, so...
Okay.
But if I don't start the process of going to bed by 10,
I get... No, I...
wake like 2 a.m., so...
No, I totally get you. That's how I am, too. Because even when I'm, like... I need time to do like a whole like ritual to wind down for bed, because I'm like, okay, well, I can't go to sleep if I'm hungry, so I need to have like something in my stomach, but I need to make sure that it's not something like too big, or I'll be like not able to digest it while I sleep. So
yeah, I usually eat a snack that's either like really high protein right for bed, or sugar,
Right.
one of the two.
Yeah.
I know sugar's not the best, but like sugar actually is good for your brain when it processes, so it just depends.
mm,
On like, and I can tell what I'm craving at the time, but I've had times where like I go to bed and then I don't fall asleep fast enough, and I get hungry, and I'm like, I hate that. That's the worst. So,
Yeah.
like, the hunger like sits in my stomach when I'm like trying to go to sleep. I'm like, no, stop. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, like I have a whole ritual of like, yeah, what, like once I start getting ready for bed, it's like, yeah, but that's like, it still takes me like another like hour or two to like actually get in bed.
Yeah.
Like it would take me like at least like half an hour if I like possibly maybe I could rush it and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to like slam this whole fucking like protein shake and like quickly like take my like eye drops, brush my teeth, like hop in bed and sleep. But that's
My
like
go-to bedtime
Mhm.
snack is a Baby Bell and like juice. Just that's the two things I usually eat or drink. It's like half a cup of juice and a Baby Bell. There we go.
Well, that's
Protein
fair.
and sugar in one.
Yeah, I usually just eat like a little something before bed, like a whole little like a cup of noodles, or like some like instant like fried rice or something. And I'm like, yeah, that'll hold me over. That won't be like too difficult for my body to digest. But sometimes when I'm just like, when I just feel like it's not enough and I'm like kind of starving, I'll just like grab like a piece of like jerky and just eat that. You're like, there, I'm good.
Yeah. I do love jerky. I need to buy some more, actually.
I fucking love jerky. It's kind of expensive, but we actually have a good deal on it around here because, like, we have little like Mexican stores, and we have this little Mexican store that's like that just has like a generally good deal on it. Like, the prices have hiked up recently, and it's still like a better deal than like basically any other jerky that I can find.
Yeah, I really like there's a word for it, tack jerky or whatever, the really dry jerky, and that's it's really expensive, and it's so sad, but it's like you can get Jacqueline's, you get whatever, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, I definitely also would say that like the like local like Mexican jerky is like the best actual jerky that I've had as well.
Yeah.
Like highest quality. like highest quality and the cheapest, or like most cost effective for sure. So it's like this is just the best in every way. Um, so I'm like, I try to like stay stocked up on it. It is still
Yeah.
like expensive because it's jerky, but it's like I just like try to like be careful and like conserve it and not just devour it like an animal. As much as I would love to, just like eat jerky as like a snack like every single day, um, that would be quite expensive. So, maybe someday when I'm rich, I'll be like,
There
I'll
will
treat
be
myself.
Yeah, it's
I'll
my
be
like
like,
go-to
this.
if I'm low on protein, especially. I'll be like, okay, because like an ounce of jerky is like 17 grams of protein, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I need more protein in my diet today. Time to just go snack on jerky for a minute. But
Absolutely,
it does add up quickly. Like you get I think a pound bag of like a jerky I really like is like $40, and that'll last me like if I ration it well, it can last me a week. Like if I ration it well enough, I can last it 2 weeks or whatever. But that's a lot to like stack up. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Still cheaper than my protein bars when it's all said and done, though. So.
Yeah. I also have these little like boost protein shakes that are good. Some protein shakes do like upset my stomach with the like I don't know, weird semi lactose aversion that I have, but the boost ones seem fine so far. These haven't upset my tummy much.
So Fairlife makes lactose free milk and also lactose free protein shakes. So if you ever get like Sam's or Costco, you can buy them in bulk and like for a good price. Because like if you buy them individually, they're expensive as crap. But I do recommend the Fairlife protein shakes. They taste just like vanilla flavored milk or chocolate flavored milk. Like the texture is fantastic.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and they're lactose free or lactase, whatever it is, the enzyme free that causes that reaction.
Yeah. And
all right, yeah. Let me start shutting stuff down, start putting stuff away.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's probably a good time to start winding down because it takes me a while to like say goodbye and stuff anyway. So
yeah,
we'll get started on that. First of all,
thank you for inviting me and letting me yap and just talk about intention jars and.
Yeah, of course.
I hope I didn't sound too like weird. I don't know.
Absolutely not. You are amazing. Yeah.
I was like I said, no. When I mentioned that I am just chaos with the way I do things, I mean it. Like I don't know, I just kind of put things together and it works for me. It makes me happy. That's all that matters. Like so.
Yeah. Listen, this was intended to just be like a nice little sort of like yap time with like doing a couple of these little like rituals in between, like.
Yeah.
So this was very much what I expected. Let me go ahead and give my final shout out of the night to a friend of me and EO, JBT. Precious,
in this house.
Absolutely, Precious Witch VTuber. They are
shamelessly plug them. Their commissions are open right now, but
yeah, absolutely. Please feel free to help me in shouting them out and shilling them. Yeah, Jay is awesome. Jay is a lot of fun. They do like a variety of content. They do like various things. They have various models.
Yes, they draw their own model. They actually did the PNG tuber I have right now. And stuff. Jay's just a very wholesome person.
Absolutely.
Yes, they're also very witchy. So
yeah, I honestly need to like hang out in Jay's streams more. I'm just like usually like busy when Jay's streaming, but
yeah, Jay always streams them at work, and I like sneak in there and just like hi, bye.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like
we're doing we're playing Lethal Company this weekend, so.
Hell yeah. I hopefully I can manage to be there for that.
was just thinking, I was like, we do have the plan, don't we? Crap.
Great.
I remember. Don't forget that.
Great. Great. Good thing to be
Yeah.
chilling.
Maybe I should go, actually, you know what, let me go put that in my calendar on my phone while we're talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's see. We had a wonderful stream today. We had a time with the intention jar, which I will find something to do with. I'm not sure. I'll bury it or something. I don't properly have an altar, so I don't have an altar to put it on. But
You can bury it, you can keep it, you can. I bury my bane jars more than anything because burying them in a terrible place is just part of it for me. But for that one, because you're doing protection for blessings for your friends, I would possibly either bury it somewhere that you walk by all the time, just so you see where you put it or whatever. But also this jar I did protection. If I was to bury it, I'd probably bury it right under the front doorstep of my house, just because it would be that's what I want it for, is protection of energy coming in and out and stuff. So putting it somewhere that you'll remember, or maybe you could just keep it in your car or something, or just somewhere on a shelf. It doesn't even matter if it's on an altar or anywhere else, just whatever to remind you of the intention. Whatever you can do with it, wherever you put it, that's what's important. So
yeah, okay, we'll figure out a good place to put it. And had a nice time making this tea for positivity. And
oh my god. It's positivity.
Yes, I was thinking that. I was like, and this is.
I'm out. Oh, thanks.
Listen, no, I appreciate it. I love dad jokes. I always have. That's my style of humor. You give me a show that's that the comedy is 90% dad jokes, and I know that most people are going to cringe and be like, this show isn't funny, but I'm going to be laughing my ass off. I'll tell you, I will be
you give me clever wordplay in any form, and I will instantly think you're a better person. I'm like, yes. So.
Yeah. People are but dad jokes and puns are low effort and stupid and bad. Or I'm like,
no.
Nah, I fucking love that shit. You give me any pun at all, and I'm fucking laughing. It has to be a particularly bad pun that just doesn't even make sense for me to be given the side eye of it. Yeah. And otherwise I'm just no, that's great, that's perfect.
I just like to think people are jealous that they aren't as funny as I am. It's fine.
So true.
They're just jealous they didn't think of it first to make the joke first.
So true. I've had a lovely time hanging out with these lovely witches. And always remember, Rainbow's End is brought to you by you. This wouldn't be possible without your love and support. You guys coming to spend time with me, it means the world to me. And special thank you to Ikarbe for being here with me, and Iana UT for being here with me, and Valiant Ex-Wife, aka Leo, for being here with me. Thank you all for being here, and thank you
for inviting me. It was nice. It was
absolutely
fun.
And thank you to all of you in chat for being here as well. I'm sorry that I wasn't so attentive to chat. We were just having a fun time yapping. Thank you.
Sorry to cause the medical divergent section.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That is totally fine. Listen, I figured that we would be
really interesting. So
I was interested. I was interested. Yeah. That was a good topic. It just I'm perfectly happy with it. And thank you to Leo and Parker for the follows once again. And next time on Rainbow's End, on Thursday, I'm going to be playing Me-Side some more. Possibly finishing it because I'm halfway-ish through. Sadly, I have to redo the fucking dummy section because it didn't autosave after. So... Unfortunately, I have to go through the like half of the dummies again, and I'm so mad. Um, like, um, um, but as for the next time that I will be doing something like this, I have absolutely no idea when I will be doing something like this next. But I'll I will keep everyone posted. And EO, you said that you've got the collab on Saturday. Are you also doing something
do.
Thursday?
I am. I'm playing. I'm gonna keep playing on the altars because that's been fun. So keeping up
Nice.
that playthrough on Thursday and then the collab Saturday, and I'll
Yeah.
probably do a tarot stream soon. I haven't done one in a while. So
That's awesome. Yeah,
Can I ask something crazy before the end of the stream?
absolutely.
Can I get you to do a just a quick tarot reading for me?
yeah, do you want to do it now?
Yeah, like
You have
just,
my hold on. Let
yeah,
me move stuff out of the way.
if that's okay with everybody else. I don't want to.
I'm totally cool with that.
Let me see if
I just
can-
don't want to keep anyone from bed, but as long as you guys are
I don't know. Oh crap! Let me not throw my cards across this.
like, I don't have a time limit or anything.
So the way I do my tarot readings when I do them long distance like this is I kind of like pull numerology into it a little bit. So my deck is a oh god, I'm gonna say this so wrong. Rider Waite, I believe is how you say it, and it's got 78 cards. So what I usually tell people to do is to think about what question you're asking the cards. Don't tell it to me. I don't want to know. You can tell it to me after, but I don't want to know before. Think about your question, and then think of numbers between 1 and 78 while you're thinking about your question. Like let your brain kind of just start to pull a number. They don't have to be in order. You could be like 12, 48, 32, or whatever. But the first 3 numbers that you think of that are between 1 and 78, give them to me. And that's what I'll pull from the deck for your cards.
Okay. Let me think of what I want to ask the deck first.
Yeah. Yeah, get your question, get your idea, and then just kind of while you're thinking about it, also like let the numbers start to kind of fade in. And I don't know why, but this has worked so well. Every time I've done readings long distance, and everybody's like, oh my god. And I'm like, it works. We're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do 32, 10, and 53.
Write those down real quick so I don't forget. Alright.
Your deck is so pretty.
Thank you. I like this deck a lot. It's one of I think 4 I have right now, but this is the one I've been using the most. My oldest deck, I've lost some cards through over time, and I think I'm gonna retire it because like I still pull for myself from it, but I know it's missing decks, or missing cards because it got like spilt while we were moving, and I know I didn't find them all. So my very first tarot deck got stolen from me, so that's cool.
Oh.
I was like,
Well, that's bad karma on whoever stole it. Yeah. I hope you
So-
enjoy that deck, bitch.
I don't do upside down readings of my cards. I know some people are like, that's fair, whatever. That's how I was taught how to read cards, was not to read upside down, just because if they wanted you to have a meaning that, like, most meanings can be found in the cards in other places, regardless. So, but I was also, my very first deck I ever learned with was a Fae deck, and they don't, like, teach with reading upside down, and I just never got into that habit. So,
Fair.
but, this is just the basic 3 card spread, past, present, future. 2 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Wands. I don't know how much you know about tarot. I don't know the meanings of all the cards off of my head because that's a lot for me to remember and I have ADHD. But you can kind of learn like the houses each have a meaning with them. So like most things with swords correctly have to do with like your logic and like thinking through problems and situations. Pentacles has to do with money usually. Wands, I believe perfectly, are emotional like processing and things like that. And then you have, what's the last one? Swords, Pentacles, Wands, and I look at my deck right now because my brain is like, what is the 4th one? Cups. And Cups is usually, I think perfectly, it's about spending your energy in different ways. Like, it's weird because like Pentacles has to do with like wealth and like things coming into you, and I think Cup has to do with you like giving things out to people, if that makes sense, like pouring from a cup and things. So you can kind of like, based on the number that you get in those like houses, gauge kind of what they're supposed to match to. But that doesn't always go hand in hand, because if you get like a full Pentacle spread, but your question didn't have anything to do with money, you kind of have to interpret it a little differently and things anyways. So, but the Two of Swords, I believe, is a card related to conflict. We're gonna look it up.
Bay, you know more about tarot.
Yeah. But
I know, I also read tarot like a gremlin, so.
I do as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, trying to remember all cards is
Yes.
very crazy, especially if there's certain decks that do different versions of their cards. So
Mhm.
I have a deck that's called the Star Spinner Tarot, that has 4 different representations of the Lover's card. Each one of them is supposed to be gender inclusive, so it's like they, them, him and him, she and she, you know, all those. So like having those different representations of that specific card just added a lot to my plate, and I was like, I'm gonna read the booklet.
Yeah. I think I have the booklet this over here, but I'm just googling the cards right now, because usually what I'm doing is I just like pull a bunch of resources that show the different information, and then I kind of interpret them together. Do I have the card here? I don't have the card in my box right now, so just kidding. I don't know where it's at. It's like I have my box. It's nice. I don't know where my cards are. My book is at for it. But I really like this deck. I think I got it off of Kickstarter when they first did it, and now I see it on Amazon all the time. But it's been really nice. My other one's a watercolor based one. I have a deck that's got like 2 extra of the major arcana that are like extra for interpretation reasons, and like it threw me the first time. I was like, wait, what is this card? I don't. What? And then I actually looked at it more because someone else gave it to me, and I was like, oh, it's on purpose. Okay. So, all right. So, yes, all right. So the Two of Wands does have to do with a decision, some sort of conflict. Let me pull that card back up really quick to look at the info specifically. You had some sort of, in the past, some sort of choice, possibly. You might have felt torn between, like, some choices that you had, like, and it might have been the case, but you felt like there was really, like, only 2 directions to go. Like, it was either do it or don't. Like, go or do, or, like, you felt like you were at a crossroads, essentially, with whatever was happening. You may have felt like you were overwhelmed, stressed, and, like, there was that crossroads situation, and there was a lot of pressure behind you to make a decision on whatever it was, and figure it out. So the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana card, and so typically, from what I've been taught, everything, when they show up, it usually points to a more important aspect of the reading. So like past, present, future, that past is what's happened, maybe because you have a major arcana here in your present, this is what you should really focus on overall, is where you are right now with the situation, regardless. The Wheel of Fortune is really what it's a wheel. It's always turning. Things are always changing and going. So you had this situation where you were at a crossroads, you had to make a choice, you had to do something, and currently you are in a change of cycle, maybe because of that choice you made, who knows, most likely because of the choice that you had to make in the past. You currently find yourself in a sort of like changing situation. The wheel is turning, something's changing. It could be that you have had like a new relationship open up, or you've had some sort of change in your career or material situation, but whatever the situation that you found yourself faced with, this choice or whatever, it's currently led you to, whatever choice you made has found you in a situation of change right now. And change can be good, but change can also be scary. So don't fear it. The Wheel of Fortune is here to say that it's a natural cycle. Things are happening, you're moving, you're changing, it's gonna happen. And that's just where you're at. That's life. Your 10 of Wands here does point towards you may still be feeling burdened or overwhelmed. So I like this deck especially because the symbolism of the animals is really cute, because it usually kind of points something. So like the 2 swords over here are crossed. They're like dueling with each other. They're at like a situation. This 10 of Wands is a beaver who's building his deck, which is, that's their burden, their responsibility is to like collect and build and do these things for like the ecology and stuff. When I was reading through the whole book, it really walked through like why these animals were chosen, and I was like, I appreciate that so much. But so ultimately, you had a decision to make. You had a crossroads. You may have felt like it was really pressured into like doing what you needed to do. You made a decision, and that's led to a lot of change. What I'm reading from this specifically with their Ten of Wands here in the future spot, and that this is like representing responsibility, possibly overburdening, doing a lot of work, is let the change keep going. That if you try to fight the change that you're in, if you fight the cycle, you may end up finding that your future is a lot more complicated than it should be. But you did make a decision, and right now it is causing some sort of like Lego domino effect, change in movement. But let that domino effect happen. They'll try to like stop it, or else you may find yourself in a situation where you are overwhelmed by everything that's happened. Like if you try to fight back too much against the change that's happening, it can lead to like negative repercussions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And like, don't lose your focus. You have a job to accomplish. That's kind of the Ten of Wands what I'm getting from this. It's gonna be probably more responsibility than you want from what's going on, but it's necessary, if that makes sense. So
Yeah. Well, thank you.
you're welcome. I hope it was helpful.
So it is. It definitely answered my question.
Me too.
That's awesome.
I love doing readings. They're fun. Honestly, anybody can DM me ever for a simple reading. I'm like, yeah, I just can't do it. I'll do it tonight, but like, I will do it. So, can't do it when I'm not home. If I'm not like at work or something. But I always tell my friends, I'm like, if you ever just want a simple reading, you just shoot me a DM. We'll make it work. We'll do it. So
Yeah. Hi, Tiger. Good to see you.
Well, good.
hi,
Again,
Tiger.
thank you all so much for having me, and thanks for letting me participate.
Of course. Hi, Jinx.
Thank you.
Thank you for the reading.
Thank you for
You're
popping
welcome.
in, Jinx.
It's nice to be able to do the reading and be like, I do still know what I'm doing a little bit.
And
You
Leo,
don't have to Google and search everything.
Leo, do you
It's the
have
beauty of
a plan or a schedule that you're planning to stream again soon?
I was actually gonna hop on Overwatch for a little bit tonight, and then I work 4896 with my ambulance, so I'm on for 2 days, off for 4, so I'm gonna be busy the rest of the week.
Okay, but are you going to be like streaming tonight, Overwatch, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Awesome.
probably.
That's awesome. Well, we'll probably see you in a bit then.
Perf.
And Bay, when are you streaming next?
I'm gonna let the good times still continue to roll, so I will be continuing stream after this as well.
Oh, awesome.
The next stream, once this one ends, is actually on Friday, and on Friday I will be. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. You.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go find both y'all. Hold on.
Thank you.
So
Mm-hmm.
this upcoming Friday and this upcoming Friday night is going to be the new detailed kind of like sort of organization of what I'm going to do for the future of my streaming channel, and also the new reveal of my hard-worked PNG tuber model that I worked so hard for 4 months for.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you,
I
Michi.
will be going ahead and doing all of that, and then I will be continuing the Monster Fucker romance book reviews.
Awesome.
Fridays.
That's
I love
wonderful.
that so much.
There are some weird ones out there, like the one with the door. I don't know if they're
I
like is that
love the
monster fucking,
door.
but like that
Or
is
the
such a
Ice
weird like
Barbarian.
yes,
The Ice
like there's
Barbarian is terrible. I read 2 chapters of it and I had to put it down.
Have you seen the haunted vagina?
Oh God.
Yes, I have seen that one.
Okay.
There's another one where it's a turkey, like a cooked turkey that I want to do for Thanksgiving because I'm gonna do the monster.
That's new to me. That's
like,
wild.
romance
Okay.
books. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do them throughout the entirety of all the way up until Christmas and then stopping by New Year's. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's awesome. So,
I'm gonna head out.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all so much again.
Yes.
Yeah, have a nice night. Thank you for being here.
You
Bye,
too.
you guys. Have a good
Bye.
night. Good
See
luck
you
with
soon.
Overwatch.
Yeah, have a nice night. Okay, everybody, go take care of yourselves and go, bask in the light of the blood moon. And we're going to, let's see, we're gonna go ahead and, oh yeah, let me just, let me see. And with that, we're going to go ahead and raid Bay. And so we're gonna raid Bay. Our raid message is going to be the raid message is going to be the moon haunts you, but today it blesses you. And we're gonna go ahead and sorry I missed your stream, Tiger. Well, we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste this raid message, and we're going to add some emotes. Gonna add my yap, of course. Gonna add my pilled. Gonna add my pinky promise, I think. Snooze that, add. And we'll add Dingy Cutie Pie. And then let me just copy this. Control C. Let me just make sure. Control C. Control V. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so everybody copy the top raid message if you are not subbed, and the one with emotes if you are subbed. And we are, of course, going to be raiding Bay, since Bay is just going to keep going. Actually, I don't need to be at there. So, yeah. Nix, may Morpheus send you Rhythmix, bless you with sweet dreams. May Celine and whatever moon goddess of your choice bless you with the glory of the blood moon. And may Magic Angel Babies bless you with everything else. I love you all. Mwah. I'll see you soon. And